Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. This one is going to be a study with me / life in the day of a medical student video. If you're new around here, my name is ZAID Desai. I'm a third year medical student in Belgaum Institute of Medical Sciences. So without wasting any further ado, let's just dive right into it. So my day started off with making myself some breakfast comprising of eggs and some toasted bread. I accompanied the plate with some blueberries and apple. After having the plate in my hand, I moved towards my room because that's where I like having my breakfast. After having my breakfast, my sister was kind enough to make me a cup of coffee, which I thoroughly enjoyed with the beautiful garden view, which you are also seeing at this point of time. After which, I rushed up to my room, cleared all the mess which was there on my table, before I start planning what I have to do for the entire day. There's a breeze of motivation in the air today, so I sit down and start planning. Community medicine, whatever is possible. I've been studying ENT for a while, so I have to pick up from where I've left, and a short revision of ophthalmology with hypertensive retinopathy. After which, I grab my textbook and sit down. Here are the three things which I always need: my question bank, the textbook, and a book to scribble on. Mark the time, 10:30 AM is when I actually start studying. I have started with the second chapter of community medicine, the concept of health and disease. It is surprising to know how the definition of health has evolved through the different phases of time. However, presently, we use the definition given to us by the WHO. I start to slowly saturate. In fact, I get very saturated. With the time being 11 o'clock, I turn my PSM textbook and use it as a phone stand, for I am now shifting to the next subject, ENT. I take up my phone and log into Marrow. I'm continuing from the basics of pure tone audiometry. I see the various symbols that we use to differentiate a right ear reading versus a left ear reading and the various things which come with it. Eventually, I wrapped up on 3 hours of ENT studying. Now, I'm very tired, but certainly very happy because I completed a 3-hour productive session. Next, I go wash my face and go down as I'm being called for lunch. Today, we've got a beautiful biryani made by my sister. I go up to my room, grab my laptop, and start watching Bad Boy Billionaires while I enjoy my biryani. One takeaway from the series: everything keeps happening in front of us, but none of us do anything till the very last moment. Moral of the story: start acting fast. Speaking of which, I finished my biryani pretty quickly too. The post-biryani syndrome, along with the laziness, kicks in. I lie on my bed and scroll through memes on Instagram and also reply to a few chats of WhatsApp, Instagram, and Snapchat. Power naps in this phase are certainly very much appreciated, which eventually I end up taking. A 15 minutes power nap. After I wake up, I start looking at different PTA graphs in different patients. When you've learned a new concept, you need to start applying it. If you don't, your theoretical knowledge holds no value. With that in mind, I start my next session of tympanometry. But eventually, I get bored and I decide to move out for a bike ride. After which, I start grabbing all my essential things. It's been pretty long since I've taken my bike out, which explains the dust. I clean up a little and we're off on the road. So this is the first time I'm speaking in the video and not giving voiceovers. Let me just remove my mask. Yes, so finally I took out the bike. Once in a blue moon adventure, but when I do, it really feels so good. It rejuvenates you. It brings a lot of positivity in you. So these are one of the few places I like to come out. It's very short from my home to be around. perhaps, if it is good enough. But yeah, do check it out, and then we'll be chilling for a while. Just enjoy the breeze, and then we'll be on our way, right? Because we need to do still 2 or 3 things before we hit the bed. I guess the study with me thing turned into a day in the life of a medical student. I plug in the final segment of ENT studying, that is the different tests to differentiate sensory neural hearing loss, like for checking recruitment through short increment sensitivity index, the autoacoustic emission, BIRA, that is the brainstem evoked response audiometry. With this, I wrap up on the ENT segment for the day. I pushed myself a tad bit too much, but it was worth it. Alright, it's 10:40 and I just finished with ENT whatever I wanted to finish. I think I pushed myself a little too extra, but I think it's fine. Everything's good for the day. Of course, I'll need revision later on, but that can be done. I'm going to be taking a short break, and then we will discuss what we studied, how many hours we studied, and yeah, I have still hypertensive retinopathy to revise, but that shouldn't take a lot of time. I think I'll have my dinner and it should be done within half an hour, and then I'll see you right here on this chair in my normal YouTube zone. Ophthalmology, just comprised of revision, just going through the different fundus pictures, equating them with the signs of the fundus picture given in theory, etc, etc. Alright, we just finished and wrapped up on today's Study With Me video. What started at 10:30 in the morning went up till 2 o'clock. I studied community medicine for around half an hour, but then I got very saturated of the subject. I really need to practice to sit harder for community medicine. Then I started with ENT. Now, ENT is a subject which I've read through once, but just read through, and I felt that I wasn't quite understanding. So 2 or 3 weeks back, I took Marrow, and Marrow has been helping me a lot lately. Content is amazing, but I think I took the continue after Puritan audiometry very seriously. I did ENT for most of my day. In fact, the entire day was ENT, and the end we had revision of ophthalmology. So yeah, so 10:30 to 2 o'clock is 3.5 hours, and then I took a 1 hour break. Then 3 to 4:30 was one more session. In this session, as you guys saw, I solved some graphs, and then again went back to Marrow to watch some videos. And then 4:30 I went for my ride. I came back by 6 o'clock. 6 to 7 was 1 hour session again. 7 I got a call from my dad, and conversations with my dad go a little out of the way and a little longer. And then I got a call from my uncle. So 7 to 8 was all of that. 8 to 9 I procrastinated a little bit. I know I shouldn't have, but then I started at 9. I went up till 10:30. So if we calculate all of it, it rounds up to about 7 hours 40 minutes, and then in the end we had a half an hour short session of ophthalmology revision. So that takes it around 8 hours and 10 minutes. But yes, it's a very long time after which I'm sitting for such a long duration. I think if it wasn't for making this video, I wouldn't have pushed myself so much. It did take a toll on me today, as in I got very tired, but I loved making this video. It takes a lot of effort to make these videos. If you felt motivated even tad tad bit to study, then please hit that like button. If you're new around here, make sure to subscribe, comment and share it with your friends as much as possible. And remember, all of this is just for making the better you. Until next time, this is ZAID Desai signing off. Bye-bye. Anyone who's watching from Maro, please sponsor me, okay? I'm literally promoting you guys.